Welcome to a very cozy self-care evening routine. I wanted to do something a little bit different than what I normally do, which is let's prep for the day ahead for tomorrow, and it's very chaotic. And you might be doing the same thing where you're just in this endless loop of let's get ready for the next day, and it's just chaotic and crazy. So I feel like to pair nicely with our cozy day routine that we did that you guys really loved, and thank you so much. The comments were so amazing, and there was, I feel, a lot of breakthroughs and a lot of ideas with that. So I figured I would give you some more ideas, my own list that I created for just the perfect end to the day that is filled with self-care that might not be super conventional and things that you would think to do every single day, but I feel like it's the perfect reset. Step 1 would obviously be to hydrate. Step 2, I figured, would just be to go for a W. We call it a W in our house because if you have a dog, and this is me yelling to him, do you want to go for a walk? And he's looking at me right now. So the little man ran downstairs. This is Carl, if you don't know Carl. And I absolutely love this home because we can just take him, we can walk down to the water, there's no neighbors. It's so nice. And with a little guy that gets really nervous and people always want to pet him and he's not super keen on it, and we get to visit with the other animals. And by the way, he interacts so well with the chipmunks. There's no aggression on either part. Same with the deers. This little guy was just staring at us on our way down to the water and he was so sweet. Look at him. And he wouldn't move. But it was incredible how still he stayed, because once he stayed here, I kind of lost him in the trees and I couldn't see him anymore. Can you see him back there? He's just staring at me. And there was nobody else with them. They usually travel with their siblings or their mom. There's usually a 3. So there's the mom and then the 2 babies. Usually I'm just staring at them. So we let the little baby deer be, and we walked down to the water. Almost all the leaves have fallen at this point, so we're definitely getting closer and closer to the snowy months, but it was such a nice day, and I love whenever the lake twinkles like that. So we rarely walk around with headphones on. I don't have my headphones on, one for safety, but also just to be in nature and enjoy it. It was so pleasant and so amazing. So we took our walk by ourselves and then we went back up. We went to get Andre because we went the other way. Look at this. She followed me to the door. We went the other way to go get packages at the road. So Andre came with us for that. This is Miss Patty. Her cheeks were too filled to grab the other one, so I left it for her. So we brought the little dude down with us to the road as well. And we brought our packages in. So the other thing on my list was to read my book, and I figured I would test out the sauna. So the heater is not yet in the sauna, but it didn't matter because it was such a nice day out, and it is easily, no joke, 10 to 15 degrees hotter inside that sauna without anything going. By the way, Celsius, not Fahrenheit. I'm Canadian. So I brought a little blanket, didn't really need it, but it made it comfy to lie down. So I think it's interesting that I could still use this without the heater on. And it's gonna act for right now as my little she shed because it was so quiet in there. I just loved it. So I put on some ambience music. I listened to this spa forest music. It's so good. And then I just really had this mission to finish this book that I was reading. So the playlist is called Dreamy Forest Music. It's on Spotify and it's just giving forest spa. So that's what I had in my ears while I read. And it literally felt like I was at a spa in my own backyard, which I loved. So the book I'm reading is really, really good. It's called All the Dangerous Things. I actually finished it this day. But when you get past the 70% mark of the book and you just don't want to put it down, that's how this was. I was like, hey, 5 more minutes. And does anybody else that have a Kindle, or if you listen on Audible, notice that if there's 10% left in the book, sometimes it'll just end at 90% because the author includes an excerpt. So you're almost thinking that there's going to be more coming and then it just ends. That's the worst. So yeah, I can't recommend this book enough. I really, really liked it. Nothing will ever beat Verity. If you have a suggestion for me, one last spooky book for the season, I'm totally all ears, but Verity will go down and The Housemaid, so good. but that will go down as my favorite book of all time. I need a solid crazy lady. So I was just checking off all the different tasks that I wanted to do, or just the little habits. So I closed the blinds and I made my way upstairs. The little guy, he just follows me. He didn't know that I came in from the sauna. It's just a little guy. So the next thing that I really wanted to do was color my hair. So I had bought a box of color. If you've been following for any amount of time, you probably know that I use box color. I don't go to the salon. I haven't been to the salon in years, mostly because of time. I just feel like it takes 15 minutes. It's $15 instead of $500. And sure, do I not do the perfect job? Of course not. But I'm happy with the job that I do and my hair is healthier for it. So I just keep going with it. I always get the same brand. I've tried other brands before and it just either irritates my scalp or the color isn't right. So I always do L'Oreal Paris because it also comes with a really nice deep conditioner. And then lately I've just been going lighter. I used to get dark ash brown and now I just get light ash brown or light blonde, I think it's called, like blonde, brunette. And I just put my hair up in a bun because I wasn't doing my whole head, because honestly, I really like the color of my hair that's not at my roots, so I didn't want to mess with it. If you remember last Christmas, I had made the decision to lighten my hair and cut it to match the National Lampoon sales lady because I really liked her hair. We might do it again this year. So I just put all that away. That's such a messy job, by the way. Oh my gosh, you got to be so careful. And then I wanted to pour a cup of tea while all of the dye was just sitting in my hair. So I just did a little cup of calm. I'm loving tea, by the way. I have still pretty much completely given up coffee. Other than when we go to brunch in the city, I don't really have coffee. And even then, I'm debating just not having coffee this week when we go to brunch. So the hair dye usually needs to sit for about 15-20 minutes. So I had time to make my tea and just get ready to rinse it all out. I lit some candles. I lit an incense as well. I love a good incense. The ones I buy are local and they have like a cedar. I think they're local. They seem to be. So there's like a cedar or pine scent to them. So good. Rough life. So I rinsed out my hair and then I poured the bath. Because obviously you're not going to rinse your hair and sit in the tub with the hair dye. So by this point, it was 5:10, I think it said, so 5:15 in the tub. I bought this pumpkin spice scrub at the Body Shop. It leaves your skin so soft. So I shaved, I scrubbed, I did a hair mask, I did a hair gloss. The level of clean that I was, like, ladies, you know, a good scrub, a good shave, full hair cleaning. Oh, incredible. And then because I used the deep conditioner as well as the gloss, I didn't need to do like a serum or anything in my hair. It just brushed right through. And then I always do the same thing. I put it up in a bun on top of my head. I let it dry overnight. And then the next morning I blow dry it. I put on some cozy slippers and I made my way downstairs. So I just put on a comfy romper. It's like a terry cloth romper. I put away some of the blankets that I was sharing on live that day. So I'm gonna have to take product photos soon. And then I went and got a face mask. I have this Manicure face mask. It's so good. So I brought that downstairs and I set up for the evening. So by this point, the sun had already set. Whenever the sun starts to go down, I always lower those because the sun just beams into the house and I'm trying to protect the wood floors as well as the furniture. And then I do the same thing every night. I turn on all the fairy lights around the house, as well as our chandelier and all of the mantle lights. All of the candles, the taper candles and the pillar candles. It's an endeavor, but it sets the mood. A little popcorn and a cocktail. And then I wanted to take a look at the movie list that I had created to see how far along I was. And I actually ended up adding a couple of my own because this just got added to Prime. And if you know, you know, I don't know why I love it, but I love the movie Megan. And I feel like doing the nails and everything was very on point. So Megan 2.0 just came out and I had to watch it. Is it as good as the first one? Heck no. But still very good. So I mixed 2 sets of nails. I always use Glamnetic nails. I love them. They had like a circus one, and so I grabbed the black and white ones, and then they had these matte black with the red bottoms. They're literally called red bottom. And they're the same shape and length, so I just alternated. So I just opened up 2 pack of nails, did that. So you file down the front of your nail. I get this question a ton. File down your nails, rough out the surface, then use the little alcohol pad that comes with it to dry out any moisture or anything that's left, any residue on your nails. Push the cuticle back, put a little touch of glue on the actual nail as well as your nail. I personally get the glue that does not come in the kit. I prefer this little brush-on glue. It's their glue as well. And then make sure that the tip, like the cuticle part, goes in first and then hold it down. Those suckers will stay on for 2 weeks. Now, I will not leave them on for 2 weeks because I cannot go into November 1st holiday mode with black nails. They will be red very soon. But nonetheless, those would stay on for a long time. There she is, Megan. You know what I think I like about her? She's just so loyal. And then we had to prep. I wanted to do some crafts as my self-care day. So I wanted to prep Carl's costume. Can you guess what it is? We're going as a duo. He's going as a duo with Daddy, and he's going as a duo with Mommy. So I just got this pack of felt. I found this little hoodie on Amazon that was perfect for his costume because it did not exist. And then I just used some crazy glue. I just bought this crazy glue online. I hope that it works for the fabric. I think it will. And I just cut a little slit in the bottom of those ears, and I just kind of folded them onto each other so that they could like actually look semi-real. And then I was gonna glue them onto the little hoodie. So to do that, I just cut a little hole in the hoodie. Again, this hoodie was like $10, so it's not a big deal. And then I put some glue across the top, and I just kind of slid it into that little hole that I had made. I used to be a glue gun girl, but the amount of times that I've burnt my fingers and the amount of times that the strings and everything, and it takes so much longer to dry, I love crazy glue. Just don't glue your hand to anything. I've also almost done that. And then I needed to fix up the back of the hoodie also. I feel like this kind of gives it away. And I swear, if anybody says skunk, don't even with me. He's not going as a skunk. Not that there's anything wrong with skunks. I love Pippi Le Pew. And I love Flower from Bambi, but he's not going as a skunk. Look at the little pom-pom that I found. So cute. And then he's gonna match Mommy. The only thing, I might need the glue gun for the tail, but so cute. So the other DIY project I wanted to do was this little book nook. Now, I had purchased one from a different company that I really loved. I will say this one is not as good, but it's more Halloween. So we're gonna try and make it work. So it's basically like a 3-dimensional puzzle. And the idea is it can be nestled between 2 books on a bookshelf. And it literally looks like a little diorama. It's very cute, and there's power and everything to it. It's so fun. So I started on that, finished up my movie, and it just kind of makes you think. It's a little bit more difficult than a normal puzzle, but so fun. And then we were making dinner. So this is our go-to salad. We have this almost every single night. We share it between the 2 of us. And then I was also making some fresh pasta with some tomatoes and some ground beef and some onions and some veggies. And it was very, very good. And I got fresh pasta, like not the boxed kind, like the really good kind. Delish. And for whatever reason, we decided to watch Weapons. Don't ask me why. It scared the patoo. It does not take a lot to scare me, okay? Is it a scary movie? Not really, but for me, terrified. Scared the cannolis out of me. Such a weird movie, but very, very well filmed and so good. And then it was time for bed. So usually I'll have a bath before bed, but because we already had a bath, I just undid the bed, finished up my book, which was so good. And then I always turn on this red light. So we got 2 things recently. We got grounding sheets, which are so good. If you don't know what they are, you need to get in the know because they'll knock you out. But this thing will knock you out. It only stays on for 21 minutes, and every single time we can't get past the 21 minutes. It's incredible. So we leave that on while we sleep. We also have our sunrise alarm clock. And then we get ready for bed, and Carl has been sleeping in our bed lately, and we just get cozy and comfy, and it was just the perfect self-care day. I absolutely loved it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and got some ideas from it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, dudes.